Good morning and welcome everybody to the weekly wrap up for the most exciting league that you never heard of, the I Love the Loche Fantasy Football League. Happy Remembrance Day to everybody. I have my Canada hoodie on. I'm proud. I'm a proud Canadian. I did buy a poppy. I bought several poppies actually. Anything I can do to support our veterans. So if you did buy a poppy, good job. If not, you got to do it next year. And as always, I'm going to do my 2 minutes of silence today. So it's 9:30 right now Eastern time. So I want to make sure I got this video done before that. And yeah, so take your time out today. Remember all those that have fought for our freedom, lest we forget, and we will always remember, and we will always be thankful. Okay, now it's time for the highlights and the lowlights of the most exciting league that you've never heard of, but you can't live without, the I Love the Loche Fantasy Football League. And this is a little brief version for you today, okay? I'm coming at you on a Monday morning, like I said. Was going to do a bigger weekly wrap-up over the weekend. Life happens. Things happen. It's okay. We're going to move on. That's what we do, even when we lose. We lose, we move on. Well, I mean, I wouldn't know much about that. Just see it, right, guys? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But let's get you updated on all of the highlights and the lowlights, like I said. And we're going to start with the champ and chumps of week 9 in your favorite league, the I Love the Loche Fantasy Football League. And the champ of last week, once again, making the name for himself. You see it up there. Patrick Smoke. 128 points. I mean, his guys went off last week. Matty Stafford, forget about I'll throw touchdowns all day. Barkley was solid. Gordon's back into form, and you saw that from Thursday night too. Wide receivers, Metcalf went crazy. So, and the Pittsburgh D, man, I gotta say, I gotta give you credit. And you know I don't like giving you too much credit because then I get the texts after. But what do you gotta say? I was big on the Pittsburgh D. I did draft the Pittsburgh D in our league, the Steelers D, and then they had a couple terrible performances, and I cut them. And they are really good. They're really rounding well into form. Minka Fitzpatrick, guy looks phenomenal. I don't know what the hell he was doing in Miami. But, and then you get TJ Watt. You got the speed of, I mean, you got former Michigan players, right? You got Devin Bush there. So it's a well-rounded unit that they pressure the quarterback. They generate fumbles, generate turnovers, and they turn them into pick sixes. So, good on you, man, for the Steelers D. I'm happy with my 49ers D until the time being. So, good job, Patty. You were the champ of the week for week 9. Now, the chump of the week for week 9. And the most exciting thing you never heard of, but you know, love, and can't live without, the I Love the Loche Fantasy Football League. So, Tuo, my friends from the West, Stephen Russ, 45.6 points. PC Blue. Oh, PC Blue. Oh, that's how you were feeling last week, eh? 45.6 points. Brutal. I mean, Devontae Adams didn't help you much. I think you had Josh Allen on a bye or something, but and McCoy, I don't know what the hell's going on with him. I mean, like load management. You know, maybe I should take some load management. You know, I work too hard. Right? I should do some load management. No, no. It's the Williamses in KC. McCoy's on the out. He's got a connection with Andy Reid, so Andy Reid's keeping him on in case they do, make it to the Super Bowl. But that's it. He's done. Done. So, cost you last week, buddy. 45.6. See if you guys rebound. You got Breida going tonight, so that'll be interesting. But you were the champ. Oh, sorry, the chump, I should say, of Week 9 in the I Love the Loche Fantasy Football League. Back to me. Okay. Now, we don't have an official update, but because we're running on limited light technology here, okay? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're going to power through anyways. I'll give you... Week 10's been decided pretty much most of the league. I mean, Marco dominated. Kevin Gorey, it wasn't even close. But, that happens when all your guys score, 2 touchdowns. So, and then tonight... I mean, this is kind of trash talking too. We can blend this together, but I was versing Cliff this week. And Cliff's like my fantasy kryptonite. Beat anybody else in the league twice, especially Patty Smoke over the past 4 years. But I couldn't beat Cliff. I don't know why. I'm the one that introduced him to fantasy football. And then I can't beat him. I think I got a win over him last year or the year, but my record's not great. So I saw his name. I'm like, crap. And then... by the grace of God, Dalvin Cook, my man, my boy, my brother from another mother, buddy, on fire last night, doing every single thing that Minnesota should have done with him in KC. They learned from their mistakes, they fed him the rock, and he dominated. 183 total yards, rushing and receiving, a 2-yard touchdown, 24 fantasy points. Very happy guy, and I'm also happy because I'm losing by 1 point technically right now, but we've got the Monday Nighter tonight. That's right, Monday Night Football. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. San Fran, Seattle. In the Bay Area, and I got Russell freaking Wilson and the San Fran D. So this would be a little bit interesting, okay? And of course, I'm talking about my fantasy team because everyone loves my fantasy. All of you cheer for my fantasy team, okay? I'm the people's fantasy team, and okay, so I need 2 points to win tonight because Cliffy's done. All right, well, I have Russell Wilson, San Fran D. So I'm pretty much going to win and go to 9-1. The best record I've had in a decade of dominance of playing fantasy football. Okay? But if I do lose somehow, and I mean, if Cooper Kupp can get 0.0 last night. Actually, I got this. I should put it on my Facebook. Actually, my brag. I had the same amount of points in fantasy as Cooper Kupp did last night. Ha 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 ha. But if he came up small, if the Saints can get destroyed by the Falcons at home in the Superdome, literally anything can happen. So, on that note, if I do somehow lose tonight, I will post another video, and I will sing. I will dedicate a song. Yes, right, you all get to hear me sing, so you better hope I win. I will dedicate a song to Cliff Roberts. It'll be Simply the Best by Tina Turner. Because I will say, okay, by somehow fluke, the fantasy gods, they wanted me to sing that song to you, so there you go. But I think you and I know that's not going to happen. Cliffy, my best man, the beer machine. You're a beer machine. I'm a fantasy football machine, okay? I'm the Ayatollah of fantasy football for ya. Don't ever forget it. And don't ever forget that you're ultimately nothing but an obstacle in the way of my fantasy football greatness, of glory, of the prophecy being fulfilled finally. And you know what they say, if you can't dodge it, ram it. So that's what I did to you this week, buddy. You're welcome. Now, before we end the show, you need to tune in tonight not only to the Monday Nighter to make sure that I don't sing, not dedicate that song to Cliffy, but we've got an interesting match going tonight, actually. Patty Smoke, that's right, the legendary in his own mind, Patty Smoke, is down, and he needs a miracle tonight. He's down to Chris Martin, the Stafford Infections, who didn't even have Matthew Stafford, but he still wound up putting up points. And I know what Smoke's going to say if he loses. I know quarterback. I know other quarterback. I know kicker. Saquon got distracted by something shiny. I don't know. Excuse. So, Metcalf needs to add a game in his life tonight. Otherwise, we all are going to hear the excuse train choo-choo of Patty Smoke going down in flames. So that'll be an interesting watch. But speaking of another interesting watch, make sure you watch the ceremony tonight. This will probably be, I'm probably going to air this out of respect for the veterans tomorrow. But I will be watching CBC today. And I will have my 2 minutes of silence. And I hope all of you, even in retrospect, to have that as well. And I'm glad that you did. So, thank you for this very brief version of the weekly wrap-up of week number 9. For the most exciting league you never heard of, but you know love and can't live without, especially because I am the people's champion of fantasy football. The I Love Loche Fantasy Football League. The commish, the boss, the guy says goodbye for now. Catch you next week. Keep the flags off the field.